We are talking about a trending ingredient today, and that is pandan. Now, we're gonna make two cocktails from our previous episodes, one of them using pandan powder and another one using a pandan liqueur.
Yes, welcome to Boozy Movies, where watching movies and making cocktails is what we do. If you are new to our channel, this is not normal. Normally what we do is we create cocktails inspired by movies, and we talk about them, talk about why they're so pertinent to the movie, and make it immersive.
But we also get some questions about some of the ingredients we choose, because sometimes we get a little fun and wild, and I would just say creative with our ingredients. And pandan happens to be one of them. So we figured we'd do a little episode and do a little more of a deeper dive, telling you what it is and why we like it.
So for our first cocktail, this was a cocktail that we made early on, our first year as Boozy Movies, for Moana. It is an absinthe-based cocktail featuring pandan.
Now, our second cocktail, recently we had an episode on the Devil Wears Prada, and we did a cocktail called the Devil's Punch. Very simple, quick, easy, only a few ingredients, so no one has to get intimidated out there, but we use this very nice pandan liqueur from Kota.
Yes, new to the market, so we're gonna talk about that more too when we get to that. So let's get right to it. We're going to make Tafidi's Heart featuring pandan powder.
For Tafidi's Heart, we're gonna be using Coco Pandan mix, absinthe, a Kirsch Liqueur, pandan powder, rich vanilla simple syrup, lime juice, pineapple juice, edible glitter, and lemon lime soda.
To make Tafidi's Heart, pipe Coco Pandan mix in a swirl at the bottom of a coupe glass. In a shaker tin, combine 1 ounce absinthe, half an ounce Kirsch Liqueur, half an ounce lime juice, 1 ounce pineapple juice, half an ounce vanilla simple syrup, a bar spoon of pandan powder, and a couple shakes of edible glitter. Add ice, cover, and shake vigorously for 30 seconds. Double strain into the prepared coupe. And top with lemon lime soda.
And here we have Tafidi's Heart. So pandan is a grass, and it has actually been called the vanilla of the East. So it can come in many different forms. It can be frozen, it can be dried, it can be in a powder, in a paste, a whole bunch of different options, right?
Yep. Most popular form is in an extract. They use that for cakes, cookies, all sorts of things, mostly sweets, but it is used in Southeast Asia for savory and sweet dishes.
Well, in this cocktail, we do use 1 ounce of absinthe.
Yeah.
But the pandan powder goes in really nicely. What do we use, like about a full bar spoon?
Yep, full bar spoon, and it's in the Coco Pandan mix.
So it does have like a desserty flavor, but it also has sort of an earthiness to it, I guess I would say.
Initially, what I'm getting is, of course, the citrus and the fruit from the pineapple, and then that, of course, that lemon lime soda, as well as the absinthe. So that's kind of all kind of in the front of the palate. And then in sort of the back of the sip, you're getting those vanilla notes, those kind of biscuity flavors, that like kind of sweet nuttiness, and that's all from the pandan.
It's really interesting because you would think that 1 ounce of absinthe might overpower this drink, might overwhelm it. But with all those other flavors, I really feel like it softens it a bit, and it's not too overwhelming.
Yeah, the absinthe plays really well with pandan. They sort of refresh each other, really, if you think about it. I believe in Moana, which is what we made this cocktail for, we talk about how if you are starting off with absinthe, this is like a great cocktail to do that with because it's not overpowering, and you have a lot of interesting flavors going along with it. We have used the pandan powder in another cocktail called Ninth Green at 9 for Happy Gilmore, and that's kind of as a topper for the grassy element.
Sprinkling on top.
Yeah, but it's really tasty element as well as a beautiful element.
Yeah. So we did just discover a new pandan liqueur called Kota, and we got really excited about it. And we decided, well, we should go ahead and we should put that in a cocktail. So I think we should probably go ahead and start whipping that up.
Yeah, but before we make that, we are going to stop you for just a second and ask that you hit that like if you're enjoying this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and also ring that little bell if you haven't already, just to remind you to come back every week to enjoy one of our regular episodes, which is a movie with two specifically created cocktails for that movie. We'd love to have you back here.
We would. All right, let's go with the Devil's Punch.
Yes, let's make it. For the Devil's Punch, you're going to need Limoncello, Kota Pandan Liqueur, and sparkling Moscato.
In a mixing glass, combine 1.5 ounces limoncello and 1/2 ounce Pandan Liqueur. Add ice and stir until chilled. Strain into a chilled champagne flute and top with approximately 3 ounces of sweet sparkling wine like Moscato. Lastly, garnish with a sliced strawberry dropped into the glass.
And here we have the Devil's Punch. We put in a Pandan Liqueur, fairly new to the market. It is a collaboration between world-renowned mixologist Nico de Soto, who has bars in New York and in Paris, and then also master distiller Gabriel Bedour, who is the owner of a family distillery that started in 1874. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah, tried and true.
What do you think of the cocktail?
I think one of the things that, one of the flavors that we have sort of found and I have associated this with is actually it has a very Fruit Loopy type flavor. If you've ever had that cereal, I haven't had it since I was probably like 8 years old, but as soon as I sipped it and sort of smelled it, that's kind of a little bit of the flavor that I got, not in a bad way. I mean, it's really, really tasty. It's really good, and I think it just mixes well and plays well with the other ingredients here.
So Kota Pandan Liqueur, it does have all those flavors.
Yeah.
It's like you've mentioned, cereal type flavors, toasted rice, like a biscuit type flavor,
right.
vanilla, sweet nuts,
it's
things
the vanilla
like that.
of the East.
And then when you mix it with something like limoncello, which has a very sweet citrusy flavor, you're gonna get.
It's gonna pull all that out.
It's gonna taste like Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
On its own, which is a great sipper on its own, you get those grass notes, and you get some of those sweet nutty notes, kind of peanutty, or maybe even a little bit of kind of hazelnut flavor. Right. You'll detect those if you drink it by itself.
Right. So this is very, very new, right? It came out in 2024, and it won Difford's Award of Excellence.
Yeah,
and
right out of the gate.
yeah, and so now I think it made it over at least to the States in 2025.
You did find it at the liquor store.
I was like, the bottle looks great.
Yeah, we both love the pandan flavor, things like that, and so it really caught our attention because we love pandan as an ingredient. Yep. We saw that it could make a really good liqueur, so we had to try it, and we love it. It's
a new way to incorporate it into a cocktail, because I understand not everybody is going to always want to add powder. There's a certain texture and an element that brings into it, which is an advantage, and then there's also the advantage of not having that. It's a nice clear color. Again, tastes great, and you're not going to get not that this is gritty, but there's an earthy texture to it, and you're just not going to get that with the liqueur.
Yeah, and how they achieve all that flavor is that the distillery takes pandan leaves and they steep it with a neutral grain spirit, and then once they've steeped it for several days, 2 weeks or so, then they distill it, and then they add sugar and things like that. Get it down to 18% ABV.
Okay.
So pretty light in ABV. It is meant to be a mixer, and Nico, of course, wanted to create another spirit that bartenders would love, kind of like Saint Germain. Bartenders love using elderflower liqueur in literally everything, and that's what he was going for, something like a Saint Germain or an Italicus, which we really love, as a addendum to a cocktail.
Right. Well, it's going to be really fun to see this start popping up, right? Going out to a bar, see how other people are using it, and definitely looking forward to that. So if you guys have any suggestions on things that you've either tried it with, other ingredients and other types of cocktails that you've seen, definitely let us know, because we'd love to sort of start mixing those flavors together.
Yes, we also have a couple of other recipes that we've already used the Pandan Liqueur in. The one most recently is Good Morning Vietnam, which is a sunrise style cocktail. It's a beautiful pink on the bottom, and then kind of an orangish, yellowish color, and then clear on top.
With what, lychee, I think liqueurs in there.
Lychee liqueur, strawberry.
Yep.
And
really good, fresh, fruity, lively flavors.
Yeah, it is supposed to pay homage to the Vietnamese dessert. Chita. So that is a delicious one. Check that video out. We also have other cocktails with pandan in it, just like Ninth Green at 9. That's our Happy Gilmore cocktail. The garnish is a lot of fun. We got a lot of talk about that. So check those videos out. Also, if you're looking for more recipes using the Kota's website has a ton of recipes, all pretty like standard kind of stuff. So you're looking at like an old fashioned, a sour, you know, just using it as an addendum.
And an old fashioned, that can be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so check out our recipes. We'll definitely put these ones down in the description below.
Now, coming up, we have some very exciting episodes. You may know that Steven Spielberg has a movie coming out called Disclosure Day. So we wanted to do a movie kind of further back in his catalog. So we decided to go with E.T.
That'll be fun.
Some E.T. cocktails.
Yes, and then we also have 2 movies, I think on either side of that are releasing new ones into their big, huge, fantastical franchise.
Yes.
Toy Story and
5,
Despicable
6.
Me. Yeah. Just keep on adding.
And Despicable Me. It's a sequel to a prequel.
Sequel, yeah, that's right.
It's pretty great. I mean, not many franchises can have sequels to prequels.
It's a sequel to a prequel that's a prequel to the one that we're doing.
To the sequel.
The original.
That's when you know you've made it.
And then we have another movie that is yet to be determined. So it could be the one that you recommend in the comments below.
All right, cheers. We're going. See you next week.
Cheers.